They say family is everything, that blood is thicker than water. But what they don't tell you is sometimes that blood runs cold. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let us know where you are listening in the comments. My name is Elena. I'm a mother, a wife, and a daughter who spent years trying to earn a kind of love that was never meant for me. This isn't a story about revenge. It's about realization. The day I finally understood that silence can speak louder than begging, and $1 can say everything words can't. Growing up, my family looked perfect on the outside. We weren't rich, but we had enough: a little house, a small garden, laughter on weekends. But if you looked closer, you'd see the cracks. My father was strict, the kind of man who believed emotions were weakness. My mother was gentle, the glue that held everything together. And my brother, Michael, he was the golden boy. I was the helper, the listener, the good girl who made sure everyone else was okay. If Dad needed something, I was there. If Michael forgot his lunch, I'd bring it to school. If Mom was tired, I'd take over chores. I thought that's what love was, giving without limits. But somewhere along the line, I realized nobody was giving back. I still remember one night. I must have been 16. Dad asked Michael how school was going. He bragged about his grades, and Dad smiled, proud. Then he turned to me and said, "Why can't you be more like him?" I didn't answer. I just kept eating quietly. But that one question, that tiny moment, stayed with me for years. Because from that day on, I stopped trying to be loved and started trying to be useful. Now I'm 32, married, a mother to a beautiful little girl named Lily. When I look at her, I see everything I ever needed as a child: innocence, hope, love. She gives me what I never got from my family: a reason to keep believing in kindness. Last month, she turned 8. She'd been counting the days for weeks, planning her own little birthday party. She drew colorful invitation cards by hand: one for Grandpa, one for Uncle Michael, one for Aunt Clara. She was so excited. She said, "Mom, Grandpa's going to come, right?" And I smiled, saying, "Of course, sweetheart. Family always comes." At that moment, I truly believed it, because deep down, there was still that little girl inside me hoping that maybe this time they'd show up. The cake was ready. Pink balloons on the walls, music playing softly from the speaker. 5 o'clock. No one came. 6 o'clock. Still nothing. Lily kept glancing at the door. She even checked the window a few times. When I called my father, no answer. When I texted my brother, he saw it and didn't reply. By 8, she looked at me with those big brown eyes and said, "Maybe they got lost, Mommy." And I said, "Maybe." But my heart, it broke. That night, she blew out her candles. Just me and her. We smiled for pictures we'll probably never print, and I promised myself I'd never let her feel unwanted again. The next day, the house was quiet. I cleaned up the balloons, wiped down the table, packed away the untouched cake. Every sound, every little pop of a balloon felt like a reminder, not of disappointment, but of clarity. Because in that silence, I realized something. This wasn't new. This was just another version of the same story. The one where I reach out and they don't. The one where I care and they don't. I'd just been pretending it was different now that I was older, now that I had my own family. But blood doesn't magically change with age. If they didn't value me then, they never would. 3 days later, my phone buzzed. It was a message from my father. For a moment, I thought, maybe he's reaching out. Maybe he feels bad. Maybe he'll ask how Lily is. But no. The message said, "Your brother needs $2,200 for his graduation. Send it soon." No greeting, no question, no acknowledgement that they'd ignored my daughter's birthday. Just an order. I stared at the screen, at the same cold tone I'd heard my whole life. And for once, I didn't cry. I didn't get angry. I just stopped caring. Because right then, I understood. They didn't forget me. They just never thought I mattered. I opened my banking app, typed $1, and hit send. Then I wrote back, "Give him my best wishes." No explanation, no emotion, just done. It wasn't petty, it wasn't revenge. It was freedom. That $1 wasn't about money. It was about boundaries. It was me saying, you no longer have access to the parts of me you keep breaking. For years, I believed that love meant endurance, that if I just kept showing up, they'd see my worth one day. But love doesn't work that way. Love isn't proven by how much pain you can carry. Family isn't about who shares your blood. It's about who shows up when it matters. And when it didn't matter to them, that told me everything I needed to know. Sometimes I wonder what Mom would say if she saw us now. Would she be disappointed? Would she tell me to forgive them? Maybe, but I think deep down, she'd tell me to stop hurting myself just to keep the peace. Because peace without respect isn't peace, it's silence disguised as love. That weekend, I took Lily to the park. We played on the swings, laughed, shared ice cream. She asked me, "Mommy, do you think Grandpa will come next year?" I smiled softly. "Maybe, honey. But if they don't, that's okay. We'll celebrate just us." She smiled, and I realized I was finally breaking the cycle. The one where love had to be earned. The one where people had to prove their worth by suffering. I was teaching my daughter something I never learned as a child, that love is not a transaction. The car ride home was quiet. I looked at her in the mirror, her hair messy, her face glowing from laughter, and I thought to myself, this is what family is supposed to feel like. Not guilt, not comparison, not silence. Just love. A week later, my father called. I didn't answer. Then he texted, "Why would you send just $1? That's disrespectful." I looked at the message and smiled. Because for years, I had been disrespected, silently, consistently. But when I finally returned the same energy, even gently, it shook them. That's how you know you've taken your power back. People love to say family is everything. But what if your family is the one tearing you apart? What if everything is what keeps you small, quiet, unseen? They never tell you that it's okay to walk away, that choosing peace over people isn't cruelty, it's clarity. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. These days, I write more. I spend time with Lily, my husband, a few close friends. The circle is smaller, but real. No performance, no pretending. If my father or brother ever reach out again, maybe I'll answer, or maybe I won't. Because I've learned that not every story needs forgiveness. Some just need an ending. And mine came the moment I sent that $1 and felt peace instead of guilt. That dollar wasn't an insult. It was a message, a mirror. It showed them exactly how much their love had been worth to me, a token. And in return, I gave them exactly that, $1, and my best wishes. No anger, no revenge, just finality. Because sometimes the most powerful goodbye isn't shouted. It's sent quietly with a transaction and a text. If you're watching this and you've ever been the one left out, the one who kept trying, please listen to me. You are not unlovable. You are not invisible. You just gave your love to people who never learned how to hold it. Take it back. Give it to yourself. And don't look back. Because one day you'll realize the people who never showed up for you never deserved a seat at your table. Protect your peace, choose yourself, and never be ashamed of the moment you finally stopped chasing love and started choosing self-respect. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends and family.